So you're looking for affordable European developers. Devler.io says you can hire from $35 an hour. It does sound appealing, but there are trade-offs you want to know about before jumping in. And that's what we're going to cover in this video. I'll walk you through how their hiring process actually works, what you really pay, how they vet developers, and 5 alternatives that might be a better fit depending on your project. Alright, let's start with what Devler.io actually is. It's a relatively new hiring marketplace focused on European developers. You can use it for freelance contract work or even permanent full-time hires. Now, being newer to the market isn't necessarily bad, but it does mean their track record is limited. And when you're putting thousands of dollars into a project, that lack of history could make or break your confidence. Here's how hiring works on Devler step by step. You either book a call on their site or fill out their request form. A Devler manager reaches out to learn about your project and the developer skills you're after. They send developer profiles from their network that match your needs. You get to interview the candidates directly. This is where you can check technical fit and communication. Once you've chosen a dev, you sign contracts, put down a deposit, and the developer can start almost immediately. The whole thing can wrap up in about a week, which is pretty fast compared to some competitors. So how does Devler make sure their developers are qualified? Well, they've got a 3-step screening process: background and resume check, English and soft skills test, and a technical interview with recruiters. Now here's the issue. Compared to other platforms, that's fairly light. Competitors like ReactSquad or Toptal run multiple technical interviews, coding challenges, or live problem-solving tests. So while Devler does vet candidates, the bar isn't especially high. That means quality can vary more than you might expect. What about pricing? This is where things get tricky. Rates run between $35 and $75 per hour, depending on experience. Sounds good, until you factor in Devler's 10% platform fee and their 80-hour minimum monthly commitment. That means even if you only need 20 hours of work, you're paying for 80. On the lower end, that's about $3,080 a month for a junior developer. On top of that, you're required to keep a balance in their in-app wallet, and they don't make their advanced deposit amount public, which can feel like walking in with a blindfold. So what are real clients saying? Here's the thing, Devler is so new, reviews are scarce. The only one who could find on Trustpilot praised their quick communication and professionalism. That's not bad, but with such a tiny sample size, it's hard to judge consistency. Compare that with older platforms like Toptal or Proxify, you can sift through hundreds of client experiences. Let's talk about pros and cons. Pros: competitive hourly rates starting at $35 per hour, option for freelance or full-time hires, quick turnaround, usually within a week, access to European developers. Cons: 80-hour minimum monthly commitment, vetting process is less rigorous than competitors, limited tech stack focus, mainly Ruby, JavaScript, Swift, Flutter. No free trial period. Undisclosed advanced deposit requirement. That minimum commitment trips most people up. It's essentially logging into a part-time contract whether you need it or not. Alternatives to Devler.io. If Devler feels like too much of a gamble, here are 5 alternatives worth looking at. ReactSquad. If your project is React-based, this is your best bet. They only focus on React devs, so their vetting is deep, not shallow. Rates are around $75 per hour, no upfront costs, and they offer a 7-day risk-free trial. That trial alone beats Devler's 80-hour lock-in. Andela. Andela is better for long-term projects. They connect you with developers from Africa and Latin America with rates between $50 and $95 per hour. But here's the catch. You're usually looking at 12-month commitments. Clouddevs. Quick and budget-friendly with bilingual Latin American devs at $45 to $70 per hour. They require a $500 fundable deposit, but you also get a 1-week free trial. And unlike Devler, you're allowed to work with a dev outside their platform. Toptal, the premium choice. Rates are steep, $100 to $200 plus per hour, plus a $79 monthly fee. But their vetting is the strictest in the market and their network is huge. Proxify, a solid middle ground. Rates from $45 to $65 per hour, with a 40-hour monthly minimum and a 1-week free trial. They also have a global reach, which gives you more flexibility. So how do you choose? If you want a developer yesterday, go with ReactSquad or Clouddevs. They're the fastest. If you want a global talent pool, go with Toptal or Proxify. If you're hiring multiple developers, ReactSquad and Toptal can staff whole teams. If you're in tight budget but still want quality, go with Clouddevs or ReactSquad. Looking at full-time in-house hires, Andela or Proxify can help there. Long-term projects, ReactSquad or Andela. Need senior developers, Toptal and ReactSquad stand out. So here's the deal. Develer.io can work if you need European developers fast, you're okay with the 80-hour minimum, and you're using their supported stacks like Ruby, JavaScript, Flutter, or Swift. But if flexibility matters, or if you don't want to gamble on developer quality, the alternatives I just walked you through are safer bets. It really comes down to this. Do you want cheap hourly rates on paper, or do you want predictable results without surprise costs? By the way, have you tried Develer.io or gone with ReactSquad or Toptal or another platform? Drop your experience in the comments. I would love to hear it. And if this video helped you in any way, consider subscribing. I've got more breakdowns on hiring platforms coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.